Cars will be on the grid shortly then for the first of two races today for the Britcar Endurance Championship Trophy category. We saw their qualifying session this morning, and a big thank you to Steve Wood, the Britcar press officer, who has just sent me the starting drivers through. Was just writing those down. We can bring you the grid for that session in just a moment. This is our race before the lunch break, 50 minutes with a mandatory pit stop. A lot of these cars with two drivers. Some running solo, but they all have to serve a mandatory pit stop in this race of 120 seconds, 2 minutes in other words. The top three finishers in each of the classes will then have a further success penalty for the second race at the end of the programme, a little later on. So one race before lunch then. We're back after the lunch break at 12:50 with the pre-93 and pre-03 touring cars. And then we'll have the first of two races for the Maximum Networks Volkswagen Racing Cup, Dunlop Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK. Then be the first race for the cars that we saw qualifying a few minutes ago, the Classic Thunder and Blue Oval Saloon Series. Then we'll have the Mini 7s, the Dunlop Mini 7 Challenge, great race for them yesterday. Then the second race for pre-93 and 03 touring cars. Then the Volkswagen Racing Cup Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK for their second race. Blue Oval Saloon Series with Classic Thunder, and then our second race for the Britcar Endurance Trophy category. Right, so let's bring you the grid then for our Britcar Endurance Championship Trophy category. The cars are making their way to the grid now, and in pole position is car number 10, the BMW of Simon Baker and Kevin Clark, the BMW 1 Series. Simon Baker will be starting that car. Alongside them, number 40, which is the BMW of Jasvir Sapra. He will start that car, shared with Lucky Kera, the BMW E46 M3. On the second row, number 74, Mark Lee with his Ginetta. He's driving solo. And they start alongside number 7, the Andy Stocco David McDonald BMW M240i. Andy Stocco will be starting that car. On row 3 will be number 2, the Ginetta G40 from Ramen Racing with SVG. Peter Spano will start that car, shared with Andrew Bentley. Alongside them will be number 50, which is Simon Kera, brother of Lucky, with his BMW. On the fourth row will be number 70, the Team Brits BMW. Matty Street will start that car, shared with Andy Tucker. Alongside them will be number 5, Tony Prendergast in his VW Scirocco. He drives solo. The fifth row, number 15, Richard Higgins with his Porsche. The blue car just going through the shop there. Alongside Richard will be the number 35 VW Golf. Will be started by Stephen Chandler, sharing with Glenn Stokes. Row 6 will be number 77, Matt Evans with his VW Scirocco. Alongside him, number 93, the man we just heard from, Kester Cook. Kester's Fiesta, as it's known, the very modified Ford Fiesta. On row 7, number 75, that is the WEC Motorsport BMW. Dave Cox starts that car, sharing with George Haynes. Alongside them will be Brad Kaler, number 87, with his Seat Leon Supercopa. Row 8 will be number 37. Daniel Crossley will be driving that car solo. There's no Steve Walker, so Daniel Crossley drives that VW Scirocco on his own. Alongside him is number 17, which is Kieran Griffin, with another VW Scirocco. The ninth row, number 177, the Renault Clio. Andy Mollison starts that car, sharing with Ryan Firth. Alongside them, number 4, which is the first of the Clio class cars. That will be started by Anton Spires, sharing with Darren Gerhardt. The 10th row, number 19, the Ginetta G20. Steve Griffiths is going first, sharing with Jamie Vinelmeyer. Alongside them is the Colburn Clio, number 62. Ben Colburn takes the start, sharing with his brother James. Saw them out in the Minis earlier on. The 11th row, number 144, which is Chris Goddard. There's a second driver to answer that car. Just need to look at my notes. Richard Dougal is driving that car along with Chris Goddard, I'm told. Thank you, Stephen Wood. Chris Goddard is going first in the Ferrari 355. Alongside them, number 41, the Renault Clio, the reigning Clio class champions, Steve and Aaron Thompson. Aaron is going first. The 12th row, number 31, which is Paul de Hadre, driving solo in his VW Scirocco. Alongside number 27, we heard from her earlier, Charlotte Birch in her Ginetta. Row 13 is number 67, which will be started by James Black, sharing with Richard Colburn in the Clio. Alongside them, on row 13, is number 49, which is the Woodard family in the Mini Cooper. It will be Daniel Woodard starting that car, sharing with Sean. Row 11, row 14 is car number 11, I should say, which is the Clio of Jay Morton. And we're told there's a driver change in that car. Replacing Matt Cherrington is Miles Lacey, who was racing in the endurance category yesterday. Miles Lacey shares with Jay Morton. Jay Morton is going first. Alongside then number 52, which is the Smart 4-4 of Rob Baker and Jonathan Barrett. It'll be Jonathan going first. Row 15, number 72, Chris Murphy and Roland Hopkins in the BMW Z4. Roland Hopkins is going first. Chris Murphy was racing his Aston Martin yesterday. Alongside them, number 39, which is Richard Bernard with his Porsche Boxster. The 16th row, number 83, which is the Cook family in their Honda Civic. Edward Cook is going first, sharing with Steve Cook. Alongside them, number 34, Alistair Lindsay with his Seat Leon. Row 17, number 316, Ivan Mares with his Mazda MX-5. Alongside number 46, which is the Jones-Taylor VW Golf. Change of class for that car, incidentally. They're now in a later Mark V Golf and running in Class 3. Rob Taylor is going first in that car. The 18th row, number 80, Anthony Hutchins. So we hope he's there. He had problems in qualifying with the Porsche Boxster. Alongside number 85, which is the reigning champion, Oliver Smith, sharing with Clinton Ewan in the BMW Z4. New car for Ollie Smith this year. He starts it. Will relay Clinton Ewan at pit stop. Penultimate row, row 19, is number 8, Kevin Hancock and Lee Smart in their Porsche Boxster. Lee Smart is going first. Alongside then number 47, which is the Ginetta GT5 of Stuart Gibbons and Derek Holden. Derek taking the start. And the final row, number 57, the Alfa Romeo Giulietta of Barry McMahon, starts alongside number 71, the Team Brits BMW of Luke Pound. So we should have 40 cars out there for our first 50 minutes pit stop race of the day for the Brit Car Endurance Championship Trophy category. What a magnificent field that is. Just look at the variety we've got in there. Where else can you see a Ferrari 355 lined up on the same grid as a Smart 4-4? A couple of cars possibly missing from the back. I don't think Anthony Hutchins is there, unfortunately. It looks like the Boxster has withdrawn. There's the Canyon Racing BMW number 7, Andy Stocco, Mark Lee in the Ginetta. We've got Porsches, Fiestas, Scirocco's, Seat Leons, BMWs, Clios. Little Ginetta G20 there, the Ferrari. Chris Goddard, his other Ferrari, the more modern 458 Challenge, had a nasty accident yesterday, unfortunately. The MX-5 of Ivan Mares, the Alfa Romeo at the back of Barry McMahon. They start to form up then behind the pace car, Clayton Kingman at the wheel of the pace car. Simon Baker on pole in the BMW 1 Series M Coupe, alongside Jasvir Sapra in the grey M3. Watch that car fly when Lucky Kera gets on board, although Jasvir Sapra's no mean racing driver either. He is very quick in that BMW. Mark Lee on the second row, alongside Andy Stocco. I'm really looking forward to this. Of course, we do it all again at the end of the programme as well, with the second 50-minute race, with the pit penalties for the top 3 in each class. Pick your cars to follow, viewers. Nearly 1,400 of you watching on YouTube. We're not up to 500 likes yet, though. We're going to try and get 1,000 likes if we can. That's what we want on our YouTube feed. 1,000 likes by lunch, that's what we want. You've got 50 minutes because this race is about to get underway. Simon Baker and Jasvir Sapra on the front row of the grid in their BMWs. The pace car has pulled into the pit lane. 50 minutes of Brit Car Endurance Championship Trophy class action about to get underway, waiting for those red lights to go out on the gantry. The revs begin to rise, and here we go. Away they go down towards Abbey for the first time. This fantastic near 40 car field gets underway. Simon Baker and Jasvir Sapra lead them into that first corner. Clio's fighting it out among themselves a little further back, and it's Jasvir Sapra who's got the early lead ahead of Clark, trying to get round the outside. The Team Brit BMW, great start by Matty Street. He could get second place here as they come through the complex. He's up on the outside, and he has got second place. Another BMW, Andy Stoker up there on the outside. Then it's Mark Lee, then Tony Prendergast. Oh, there's been some contact already. That's Matt Evans in the Scirocco with a lot of damage. There's damage to the Golf as well of, I think that's Stephen Chandler. There's been some contact in the pack already, but look at the lead. Jasvir Sapra he has shot away by several car lengths. Matty Street in second place, Baker third, then Lee and Stoko. Rest of the pack all away well now. Who else has got damage? We'll try and see what Matt Evans, number 77 in the Scirocco, has hit there. As Jasvir Sapra will lead them round the first lap. Lucky Kira, very successful GT racer, the current Ferrari Challenge UK champion, who will take over that car at the pit stops. Matty Street under fire from Mark Lee, who's got through into third place. Trying to fight back is Simon Baker in the BMW he shares with Kevin Clark. Then it's Andy Stoko, Prendergast in sixth with his Scirocco. Kester Cook in his Fiesta is up into seventh position. Then it's Peter Spano with his Ginetta in eighth position. As they file their way through the complex. Well, damage to Stephen Chandler's Golf there, but it hasn't slowed him down. He's missing some front bodywork. He's still there in the top 10. Through Beckett's they come then. There is Chandler. Look at the state of that Golf. Then we've got Peter Spano in number 2. Behind them it is the number 75, the blue BMW. That is Dave Cox. Side by side for second place. There's yellow flags out at Stowe, and the safety car is coming out. We'll have a safety car then, so drivers to form up and follow the safety car. No overtaking. As we've got somebody stranded somewhere on circuit. I'm wondering if that might be Matt Evans' Scirocco, or maybe some debris from it. We saw a lot of damage to the front of that car. Obviously a Contreton in the pack. Now, who hasn't come through on the first lap? Let's have a look down the timing. Matt Evans made it back to the pit lane, number 77. We have lost Simon Carer's BMW, number 50. We've also lost number 17, Kieran Griffin, and number 31, Paul DeHadre, both in VW Sciroccos. So not a good start for the VW brigade. 3 of them in trouble. Well, 4 if you count the Golf of Stephen Chandler with damage there. Marshall's on track. Where was that? We caught a glimpse of a Marshall running for it. That's towards the end of the lap. Yes, clearing up going on. Whether it's just some fluid that's been spilt on circuit, I'm not sure. I can't see any cars stranded anywhere. Yep, debris being picked up. That's at Club Corner by the excellent Silverstone marshalling team, the Orange Army. Thank you very much to them as always, our volunteer marshals. Couldn't go racing without them. That's sweeping up is being done on the run through the link down towards Beckett. So, yeah, there's some fluid been spilled there. That's where we saw the cars with damage for the first time, Matt Evans and Stephen Chandler. So there's been some sort of contretemps at the complex. Let's have a look at the race order while the safety car is out there. There's been a bit of shuffling in the pack. Your leader is Jasvir Sapra, there he is. Second is Matty Street in the number 70 BMW, the BMW M2 for Team Brit. Third is Simon Baker, then it's Mark Lee fourth in the Ginetta. Fifth is Andy Stoko, number 7. Sixth is Tony Prendergast in the number 5 Scirocco. Seventh, Kester Cook, there's the Fiesta. Stephen Chandler in his now lightweight Golf is 8th. I won't make a hole-in-one joke, don't worry. 9th place is Peter Spano with his Ginetta, and 10th Dave Cox, number 75, with his BMW. In terms of the classes, Chandler is leading Class 2 in the Golf. Class 3 is being led by the Ginetta of Steve Griffiths, the G20. That's down in 21st place. And the leading Clio is Anton Spires, number 4, in 12th overall. So the Clio's well up among the more powerful cars. Marshall's on track at the complex on the run towards Beckett's. Sweeping up going on of the debris from that collision. So we've lost 2 Sciroccos. Oh, we've also lost Bradley Kaler, his Seat Super Copa. Now, Paul de Hadre and Kieran Griffin's names have actually disappeared from my timing screen. I said we'd lost them, so maybe they didn't take the start, and it's Brad Kaler and Simon Kehrer who were involved in the collision up there. So we've got 34 cars running. Anthony Hutchins, we know, didn't take the start in the Boxer. He broke down in qualifying. Have we got to 1,000 likes yet on YouTube? No, we haven't. Quick hello to Jimmy Broadbent, who's watching on. He was racing yesterday, of course, in the Praga in the Britcar Endurance series, sharing with Jem Hepworth. Jimmy Broadbent's the top sim racer and YouTuber. Hello to you. Everybody else watching, we've got nearly 1,500 viewers on our YouTube stream at the moment. It's great to see you all. Lights are still on top of the safety car, so it won't be coming in this time. Keeping it steady behind the safety car at the moment. We've got 42, just under 43 minutes to go. We'll give you notification, of course, when the pit window opens. I think it opens with 30 minutes to go in trophy races, if memory serves me correctly. It's just weaving to keep the heat into their tyres. There's the number 4, that's the leading Clio. You can recognise the class a car is in by the colour of the Britcar Sunstrip. Class 1 cars have a red Sunstrip. Class 2 it's green, Class 3 orange, and Class 4 is, Class Clio is blue. Don't know, you know. There you see the green Sunstrip on the Golf. Stephen Chandler, he's leading Class 2. Simon Baker, pole position man in this race, will relay Kevin Clark, very experienced BMW racer. Continue behind the safety car as the marshals continue their clear-up operation. There's the Class 2 leader, that's Stephen Chandler. Let's hope no more falls off that car, else he'll be out of the race. The radiator looking a bit vulnerable in there. He's just ahead of Peter Spano with the Ginetta in Class 2. Stephen Chandler, only a young gun. Began racing on the short ovals. A Nissan Micra, believe it or not, was the first car he ever raced, before moving up to Junior Saloon Car Championship with a Citroën Saxo. Safety car still out then. Hopefully it won't lead right up to the pit window. We saw that in the second endurance race, unfortunately, after an accident yesterday. We're up to nearly 750 likes on our YouTube feed. We want 1,000 likes before lunch. There's our Clio class leader, that's Anton Spires, a leading name in the Michelin Clio series over the last few years. Sharing with Darren Gerhardt, who had a few wins in the road car spec class in that championship. Jasvir Sapra, your race leader, the man from Warwickshire. He'll relay Lucky Kira. And the light is out atop the safety car, so we will be going green flag this time by. Looks like we are going to go racing this time. I saw the light go out there down the straights. 39 minutes on the clock. It's 50 minutes Britcar Trophy race. There's the white BMW Z4. Number 85. 34 is Alistair Lindsay, the ex-Golf racer, now in a Seat Leon. Pace starting to quicken once again. We are back underway. And Matty Street making a challenge for the lead, and he goes through down the inside super. But look at Simon Baker around the outside of both of them. Brilliant from Simon Baker. Charges from third place into the lead. He caught the other BMWs napping there into Abbey. Jasper Sapra fights back. Street's gone back to third place. Matty Street's gone from second to third, and second to first and back to third again in the space of one corner. Mark Lee in fourth place in the Ginetta. Fifth is Andy Stoko in the number 7. Then it's Prendergast and Cook. Stephen Chandler in the Golf in 8th place leads Class 2. Here they come then onto the hanger straight, and Simon Baker using the grunt of that BMW 1 Series M Coupe to retake the lead, the pole sitter in this race, chased by number 40 of Jasvir Sapra. It's BMW's 1, 2, 3 with Matty Street and the Team Brit M2 in third place. Bit of debris there goes flying. That might have been from Mark Lee's Ginetta, unless he just kicked it up off the track. Leaders coming down towards the Vale, and Jasvir Sapra wants his lead back again. Ambushed as the restart took place there by the BMWs behind him. Great restart by Matty Street, but then Simon Baker nipped round the outside of both of them. Sapra to the inside, retakes the lead through Club Corner. This is a 50-minute pit stop race, guys, not a 10-minute sprint. They're treating it like a 10-minute sprint, though. Mark Lee has come through into third in the Ginetta now. They're just eager to get racing, aren't they, after the safety car. Street goes down to fourth. Andy Stoko in behind him in the blue and Dayglow number 7. Then it's number 5, Tony Prendergast, the first of the Scirocco's. Wants a piece of this as well. Jasvir Sapra leads from Simon Baker. Mark Lee closing in the Ginetta. Prendergast to the inside. Kester Cook locks up in the Fiesta. This is great stuff. As I said, you wouldn't believe it's an endurance race over 50 minutes as Mark Lee to the inside. He wants second place. Andy Stoko's lost out to Prendergast, the ex-VW Racing Cup driver in the Scirocco. Okay, Sapra from Baker. As I draw breath, Mark Lee in third place, then Matty Street in the 70. Began his career in a BMW 1 Series hatchback, goes to the inside. He's trying to take third place away. Prendergast on the inside, so is Cook trying to take Andy Stoko. There's the Class 2 leading Golf of number 35, Stephen Chandler. Front end still hanging together just about after contact on the opening lap. Here they come through the complex. Here's a battle a little further back. 75 Dave Cox in his BMW. That's the WEC Motorsport car. Shares that car with George Haynes. He leads Richard Higgins in his Porsche 996. That's a Class 2 car, the County Classics run car. Prendergast still ahead of the number 7 of Andy Stoko. Shares that car with Dave McDonald. Here are the leaders. Sapra, Baker, Lee, Street, then Prendergast. Window not yet open. That opens 20 minutes into the race, which will be on the 30 minutes to go mark, so we've got just over 5 minutes before the pit window opens. 3 cars line astern for the lead. That Ginetta is in attacking mode. Mark Lee in number 74 in the G55. So is Simon Baker. Street in fourth. Prendergast, Stoker, Kester Cook keeping up in that flying Fiesta. Said that was a car to watch. Richard Higgins has just got ahead of Dave Cox. There they are. Cox goes down to 10th place. Behind them, the leading Clio. Anton Spires is flying along, but he's being chased by the number 62. That's Ben Colburn. Experienced Clio racer, a historic racer as well. We saw him out in the Mini Miglias earlier on. There's Chris Goddard in the Ferrari number 144. Richard Higgins still there in the 996. Challenge on here for the lead. Simon Baker all over the back of Jasvir Sapra as they go into Abbey, and at the outside comes Mark Lee. Can the Ginetta split the BMWs here as they head into Farm, then towards Village? I think he's done it. Yes, he has. Good move by Mark Lee into second place, and he's going for the lead. Great fight between these three as we count down towards the pit window opening. I would imagine Jasveer Sapra, well, I was going to say he might be in fairly early to hand over to Lucky Khera, but the way he's going at the moment, he might want to stay out there and keep fighting for the lead. Mark Lee driving solo in the Ginetta. Here comes Baker, moves to the inside towards Stowe Corner. He wants to retake second place. That BMW 1 Series M Coupe has got so much straight line speed, but Mark Lee cuts him off into Stowe Corner, holds the place. Atty Street looking on in fourth place in the Team Brits. BMW, Lee to the inside at Vale. Is he going to get him on the brakes? Yes, good move by Mark Lee in the Ginetta, back up into second place. Great fight going on here, but this is allowing Jasveer Sapra to get a bit of breathing space at the front. Looking back into the classes, Chandler and Stokes still lead Richard Higgins in Class 2. The Woodards in the BMW Mini third in Class 2. Spires and Gerhardt still lead the Clios as Baker back up the inside retakes second place into Abbey. These two are loving this. Fighting it out for second place behind Jasveer Sapra. Clios, it's the Colburns in second place, the Thompsons in third. It is fairly close in the Clio category. In fact, just a couple of seconds covering those three for 11th, 12th and 13th overall. Class 3 is being led by the Griffiths and Vinyl Meyer Ginetta G20, the little open top car. Steve Griffiths at the wheel. Number 46, the Golf of Robert Taylor, is in second place in Class 3, and the Cook family, number 83 in their Honda Civic, in third in Class 3 further back. Kester Cook has got the Fiesta ahead of Tony Prendergast up into 6th position. Great to see him. I know I've mentioned it already, but great to see him taking on the bigger, more powerful GTs. That looks like there. A bit of smoke from the left front, so maybe Stephen Chandler's got some bodywork rubbing on the tyre. He leads Class 2. Hand over that Golf to Glenn Stokes. Chandler Motorsport Golf. Meanwhile, Simon Baker on the outside had a stab for the lead there towards Abbey. Couldn't quite overhaul Jasveer Sapra. Oh, and a slowing Porsche there. That's one of the Boxsters. Who's that? I think that might be Lee Smart, number 8, having trouble there. There's number 85, the BMW Z4. That's his reigning champion Oliver Smith under fire from Alistair Lindsay. They've been having a good scrap right from the start of this race. It's further down the order. Smith sharing with Clinton Ewan. They're fighting for 24th place overall. Oliver Smith in a BMW M3 won the Trophy Championship last year. They've got a Boxster behind them as well. That's the 39 of Richard Bernard. Chasing now one of the Clios. That's number 11, Jay Morton. Here are the leaders. Two BMWs still first and second. Simon Baker staying ahead of Mark Lee. Pit window will open shortly. The Boxster heading for the pits there. We know that's got a problem though, the number 8 of Lee Smart. A bit early for the pit window. The leaders have got the Alfa Romeo of Barry McMahon ahead of them there, the Irishman. Moves alongside the pit wall to let them through. Mark Lee's lost a little bit of ground there in the number 74 Ginetta, the transport company boss. Next car to be lapped will be Ivor Mayers in his Mazda MX-5. Here's Sapra, chased still by Simon Baker. The gap less than half a second at the line. 0.8 of a second covering the first three. They've now pulled clear of Matty Street, who's about 5 seconds further back in 4th place in the Team Brit BMW. And Simon Baker's having a go again. He's got his boot down as they come along the Hanger Straight. Can he pull ahead of Jasveer Sapra? No. Sapra moves across to go between the back markers. The other Team Brit BMW, that of Luke Pound, being lapped there along with Ivor Mayers, the MX-5. Two BMWs monster their way past him. Mark Lee trying to keep up in the Ginetta. Through Vale and Club go the BMWs. Starting to pull away slightly from Mark Lee now. I think Mark Lee got momentarily held up in the back markers. Here's a couple of battles further back. There is Chris Goddard in the Ferrari 355. And the pit window, I think, is about to open. Let's see who the first cars are to come in. The only car to pit so far, of course, was Lee Smart with the problem. There is the Clio of James Black. Fastest lap of the race has been done by Simon Baker, 1:13.547. Just under half an hour of this race to go. Still your leader is Jasveer Sapra. Good battle here in the Clios. 62, that is Ben Colburn. He's just taken the lead of the class. We said it was close between those two. He's just taken Anton Spires. They've got up into the top 10 overall now. They've got ahead of Dave Cox's BMW. First car to come into the pits is Tony Prendergast. The number 5 Volkswagen is in. There is Stephen Chandler. He continues to lead Class 2 in the Golf. Still holding together that car despite the damage. He's in 8th place overall. So the first couple of cars have come in. Peter Spano has come in to hand over to Andrew Bentley, car number 2. They were running second in Class 2. So up to second in Class 2 now is Richard Higgins. There is Mark Lee, still third overall. So the leading trio still out there. Lock up from one of the Clios there. So slowing Scirocco coming into the pits as well. I saw that car slowing further round. There is the little Smart 4.4, the only one of its kind racing in the UK. Jonathan Barrett's driving at the moment. Car owner Rob Baker will take over. They had to change a gearbox after qualifying, managed to get the car out for the race. And the number 10 BMW is in. Simon Baker has called in. So Jasveer Sapra now on his own at the front, or is he? No, Mark Lee is catching him up again. So Simon Baker has pitted to hand over to Kevin Clark. See where he cycles back in after the stops once everybody has made their pit calls. Matty Street 4th. Andy Stoko has called in as well to hand over to Dave McDonald. So Kester Cook is now 5th. Will be 4th when the times cycle through. Still leading Class 2 is the Golf. Still leading the Clios is Ben Colburn in the black car. Class 3 is still led by Steve Griffiths in the Ginetta G20. Mark Lee wants a turn at leading this race. He's attacking Jasveer Sapra. And Sapra has come in. So Sapra went into the pit lane just out of my sight there that time to hand over to Lucky Kera, multi-talented sports car and saloon racer, reigning Ferrari Challenge UK champion, racing his Ferrari with Ross Wiley in the Endurance Series yesterday. So watch that grey BMW fly when Lucky's taken over. We've got a spinner. It's Charlotte Birch, number 27, who's spun there. We just caught a glimpse of number 27 in her Ginetta. She's had a spin. Just coming out of Beckett's. Any more pit callers this time around? Doesn't look like it. A couple of cars further back have Chris Murphy and Roland Hopkins. Chris Murphy will take over the BMW Z4 from Roland Hopkins. That's coming. Aaron Thompson has come in as well to hand over to Steve, the reigning Clio champions, the Thompson family. Looks like Ollie Smith maybe, is he coming in as well? No, he's not, but you can see in the background there the Ginetta G20 of Steve Griffiths coming in to hand over to Jamie Vinnell-Meyer, Formula Ford racer. So Mark Lee has inherited the lead of this race. He stays out because Sapra and Baker have both come in. Mark Lee takes over the lead in the Ginetta. It's a great battle going on in the Clios further back. Anton Spires has retaken the lead of the Clios. They're up in the overall top 10 now. So Matty Street is second overall now in the Team Brits BMW number 70. Kester Cook is third. Stephen Chandler is still out there, he's in fourth. Richard Higgins fifth. So two Class 2 cars in the top 5 now, after a few cars ahead of them had pitted. Through the heat haze they come. It is pretty warm here at Silverstone this spring afternoon. Mark Lee continues to set the pace. There's Rob Taylor, the number 46 VW Golf. He'll hand that car over at the stop to Mark Jones. Behind him, Alistair Lindsay in the Seat Leon. 24 minutes of this race to go. So past half distance. Only a few cars have called into the pits so far. Two Clios came in together, Anton Spires and Ben Colbert. Ben handing over to his brother James. Darren Gerhardt will take over the number 4. Leader coming up to lap the Ferrari of Chris Goddard. Now, I had been told that Richard Dougal was going to take over that car, but it's showing as just Chris Goddard on the timing screen. Alistair Lindsay at the inside there takes Rob Taylor, and up behind them is the 85 BMW. It's getting busy there. It's Ollie Smith, the reigning trophy champion. There he is, he's got past the Golf. 41 in behind them is the Thompson Clio. I think that has been in, hasn't it? Yes, Steve Thompson has just taken over that car. Oh, a spin for Ollie Smith, the reigning champion. I said it was getting a bit busy in there, and Ollie was caught out there coming through Beckett's. Too many cars in too small a space, and the BMW Z4 spun. There's Matty Streets, number 70, I think that is there. Yes, it is. Not yet come in to hand over to Andy Tucker. There is Ollie Smith, he's recovered the Z4. The Intelligent Money sponsored car. See, coming in this time, we'll have a look what's happened there. No, just gave it too much throttle by the look of it. He was lucky not to take anybody out there and spin back across the track. One of the Ginettas taking avoiding action, and Ollie Smith able to recover. There's the number 72. That's Chris Murphy. Regular Aston Martin racer, was out in his new Aston yesterday. There is the number 40 now, that is Lucky Khera. Let's see what lap times Lucky's doing. He's in the 1:14s at the moment. The fastest lap of the race has been done by Kevin Clark at the wheel of the number 10 car. He's taken over from Simon Baker, and he's gained 8 places. I know some are thanks to pit stops. Mark Lee has now come in, incidentally. There is Kevin Clark. He's got the fastest lap of the race. He's done a 1 minute 12.103. He's passing Charlotte Birch there. He's trying to make his way back up the order. As cars ahead of him come in, Mark Lee is now in the Ginetta, so Matty Streets will take over the lead for Team Brits. There's the BMW, the purple car there. He hasn't come in, so Matty Street will lead this lap. Kester Cook in second place. They're separated by about 2.5 seconds. There is Cook, the green and orange Fiesta. He's in heavy back marker traffic at the moment. That little Fiesta flying along. Stephen Chandler has come in to hand over to Glenn Stokes in the Golf. So they will relinquish the lead of Class 2 to Richard Higgins in the Porsche. Out of the pits comes the McMahon Alfa Romeo there, Giulietta. 2.8 seconds in it between Street and Cook at the line. Richard Higgins now third overall in the Porsche, but all those three, of course, have yet to stop. 37 has come in, that's Daniel Crossley in his Scirocco. White car with the green grille we've spotted out there. Should have been shared with Steve Walker, but Daniel driving solo. There's the other Team Brit car, number 71 of Luke Pound. He's about to be lapped by the number 70, the race leader. Up to fourth now is the Endurance Clio. Not running in the Clio class, running in Class 2. Andy Mollison, the man on board. And the leader coming in. So number 70, Matty Streets, pulls into the pit lane. Now is Kester Cook coming in as well, or is he going to lead this lap? No, Cook has come in as well. So Kester Cook, see at top left there, is in the pit lane behind Matty Streets. Now, waiting to see if Richard Higgins comes through, or is he going to come in this lap as well? If not, Richard Higgins will take the lead on track at the moment. It's quite a way back on those ahead of him in classification. There goes Mark Lee. Now, Higgins has stayed out, so Richard Higgins now your race leader. He hasn't pitted yet. There's the leader coming through Beckett's, Richard Higgins. Andy Mollison in his Clio is in second place. That's the grey coloured Clio. Higgins with a clear lead now. The gap over the Clio was about 24 seconds last time through. They're all cycling through their pit stops. Chris Goddard has come in the Ferrari. We think he's going to hand over to Richard Dougal. Late addition to the entry list. And up to third was James Black in the number 67 Clio. But Higgins has now come in, so the number 15 Porsche into the pit lane. So the first car that has yet to stop, unless it comes in this time, is Andy Mollison, the Clio number 177. There is Lucky Khera. Now, he's just got past the Golf number 35, Chandler and Stokes. Glenn Stokes now on board. We've got to wait for everything to cycle through, for everybody to make their pit stops and see where everybody comes out. Mollison has come in as well to hand over to Ryan Firth. So the first car that is yet to stop by my reckoning, or has that now come in as well, is James Black. No, he's come in as well to hand over to Richard Colburn. So they're all pitting together, the leading cars, and I think this is going to give Kevin Clark the lead back in number 10, the BMW 1 Series M Coupe. There he is. It's behind the 47 Ginetta. That's the Stuart Gibbons Derek Holden blue and yellow machine. Number 10, really, he's reeling off the fastest laps here. 1 minute 12.091 now for Kevin Clark. He is going to re-inherit the lead when everybody has pitted, by the look of things. There's the 47 Ginetta. That's the I think Gibbons is now on board that car. Yes, I think everybody has now made their pit stops. Just checking with the timing. Yes, they have. So everybody has made their stops. Higgins, Mollison, Black, and the Jones-Taylor Golf, the last to come in. And Ivor Mares as well, left it fairly late. Okay, so waiting for it to all cycle through now so we can see who is where. But it certainly looks as though it's going to be Kevin Clark who leads in the number 10 car. Mark Lee is likely to be in second place in the Ginetta. Now, what's his gap over Lucky Khera, who will be third? 2.5 seconds. So it's going to be close to second place. Now, let's see what the advantage is going to be for Clark, who's retaken the lead on track now, with the other cars ahead of him having pitted. What's his advantage over Mark Lee going to be? The answer is 16.3 seconds. There they go over the line. There's Lee. Clark's already gone through. So 16.3 seconds is the gap. But Lucky Khera in Jasvir Sapra's BMW is only 2 seconds off Mark Lee's Ginetta. There is the leader coming onto the Hanger Straights, the yellow and white BMW with the blue wing. That is your race leader, Kevin Clark, number 10. Car that started on pole. Great to have Kevin Clark back in action here. He's raced in brick car with BMWs, mainly with the Z4 over the last few years. Another man who started his career in short oval stock car racing. Also raced Eurocar back in the 90s. Remember those? The space frame Ford Mondeos, along with Barry Lee and the likes of those. Shame that series died out. A bit like British form of NASCAR almost at one time. So Kevin Clark leads in number 10. He's already done the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 12.091. He laps the number 2 of Andrew Bentley. Let's have a look at the class leaders now that the pit stops are complete. So Clark and Baker lead Class 1. It's Richard Higgins leading Class 2 in the Porsche. You can see on the right of the screen there. The Colburn brothers lead Class Clio. And Class 3 is led by the Jones-Taylor VW Golf at the moment. But once everything's cycled through after the pit stops, we'll update you further on that. There's a few cars still cycling back onto the timing screen. There's the Golf of Mark Jones, number 46. He's about to be lapped by our race leader. Well, certainly enjoyable stuff, and there's still 14 minutes of it to go. Clark increasing his lead. Lucky Carer has yet to catch Mark Lee for second in the 74. Fourth place, we've got Dave McDonald driving the BMW started by Andy Stocco. Fifth is number 5, Tony Prendergast. He was the first man to make a pit stop in the Scirocco. Richard Higgins is in 6th position. Left it fairly late to make his stop compared to everybody else. He's 6th and leading Class 2 in the Porsche. So that late stop has leapfrogged him ahead of the Golf of Chandler and Stokes. In fact, they're down in 16th, so maybe they had to make some repairs at their pit stop, so that damaged the front end. Kester Cook is 7th in the Fiesta. Then it's Tucker and Streets in the Team Brit BMW. Andy Tucker now on board. Now there's the second place battle. There's Mark Lee. There is Lucky Carer, and Carer tries to get around the outside going into Abbey. That's 4th position. He's caught Mark Lee in the Ginetta. Here comes Lucky. Surely going to get through, not maybe at Village, because there's back marker traffic there. The 75 BMW of George Haynes, relayed by Dave Cox. There's Clinton Ewan in Ollie Smith's car, lapping the Cook family there, the 83 Honda Civic. Oh, and Mark Lee nearly gives Lucky Carer the shoulder there as he took the line out of Chapel, but Carer just gets his foot down and says, I'll take second place if you're going to do that. And Lucky moves up into second place, the man from Walsall in the West Midlands. Now, let's have a look at his pace relative to Kevin Clark. Clark currently lapping in the 112s. Lucky in the low 13s, so I don't think he's going to catch Kevin Clark here. They're separated by nearly 20 seconds now, so Clark is pulling away. And it's looking good for the number 10 BMW. Oh, not looking good there for Mark Lee. Got very sideways coming out of Vale. Maybe pushing the Ginetta just a little bit too hard. His efforts battling with Lucky Carer. Right, now we've cycled through. Let's look at the class leaders. Higgins is on top in Class 2 in the Porsche. It's the Andrew Bentley number 2 Ginetta taken over from Peter Spano, who's in second, number 2 car. And third in Class 2 is the number 177 Renault Clio, Andy Mollison and Ryan Firth. Ryan currently on board. The Clio class, Ben and James Colburn leading the way there. James is on board. The Thompson's second, Steve Thompson currently behind the wheel. And the 67 car of Richard Colburn running third. In Class 3, Jamie Vinal-Meyer leads the way in the Ginetta G20. That car has led Class 3 from the start. The Jones-Taylor Golf is now down to second, with Mark Jones on board, the Black Golf, and Ivor Mayers in the Mazda MX-5, third in Class 3. There are a couple of retirements. Of course, we lost Brad Kaler and Simon Carer on the first lap. We lost Matt Evans on the first lap as well, but he made it back to the pits with damage. Apparently Paul de Hadre is still running. Now, I thought he didn't take the start. He must have joined in much later. He's only completed 5 laps, according to my timing screen. We've lost the Smart 4.4, unfortunately. That has pulled into the pits. Rob Baker and Jonathan Barrett. They, as we said, had to change the gearbox after qualifying, so maybe further gremlins there. We've got just over 10 minutes of this race to go. Of course, the top 3 in each class will have success penalties. 15 seconds for a class win. You serve an extra 15 seconds at your pit stop in race 2. 10 seconds for second place and 5 seconds for third. Well, there is Kevin Clark, and he's coming up to lap the Class 2 leader, Richard Higgins, who's now 7th behind Kester Cook. The Fiesta's got through there. Great drive by Kevin Clark. It was only a relatively late entry for this meeting, alongside Simon Baker. Of course, there are points on all 4 classes, so any one of the classes can win the Britcar Trophy title. Looking at the points from last year, Oliver Smith was in what was then known as Class 6 with his BMW. It's Class 2 now, the class is being renamed for this year. Jonathan Barrett was second. We saw him out in the Smart 4.4 earlier on. He was second overall, won Class 7 in his BMW last year, now in the Smart. And Class 5, or Class 1 as it is now, was won last year by Charlie Campbell and Rob Smith in a Peugeot RCZ of all things. Unfortunately, that car was withdrawn from this race, not ready in time. Last year's Clio class champions were the Thompsons, Steve and Aaron. Lapping a couple of back markers here, the 47 Stuart Gibbons Ginetta and Kester Cook's Fiesta, so Kevin Clark has lapped everybody up to 6th place overall now, showing the pace of that BMW. There's number 39 Porsche Boxster Richard Bernard. He's had a steady run, no problems at all for him. There is Mark Lee, gunning for a podium place. He's got back ahead of Lucky Khera, in fact, by a considerable margin as well. So Khera has had a moment somewhere. He must have had a moment out of our sight somewhere. Have we lost Lucky? Number 40 BMW, he's showing as a long way behind Mark Lee on the timing screen. He must have had a moment somewhere out of our sight, or got caught up with the back marker. So Lucky Khera must have had an issue somewhere, because he's quite a way down. We'll see if he comes through this time, see what his lap time is. There is Mark Lee in the Ginetta in 2nd place. Wait and see if he comes through. Oh, and I put the curse of the commentator on number 39. I said that 39 of Richard Bernard was having a steady run in the Amigo Motorsport Boxster, and he's broken down. Sorry, Richard. Okay, Lucky Khera has come through, but he's nearly 11 seconds down on Mark Lee, so he's had an issue somewhere. Maybe he had an off passing some back markers. So he's still going, that's the main thing. Now, let's have a look at his pace compared to Mark Lee. He's lapping about a second a lap quicker at the moment than the Ginetta, Lucky Khera. Now, how long have we got to go? 6 minutes. Second a lap quicker. I don't think he's going to catch the Ginetta and retake second. There is the BMW. No signs of any damage to it. Chasing Alistair Lindsay's Seat. The Marshals recovering the Boxster of Richard Bernard. He was running just outside the top 20, but he's out of the race. Great shame for Amigo Motorsports. The lead gap is now up to 24 seconds for the number 10 of Kevin Clark, because there's Stephen Chandler. Glenn Stokes, rather, now on board that car, having taken over, battling with Ivan Mares in the Mazda MX-5, the Paul Sheard run car. Sheard, based in Congleton in Cheshire, the leading specialist in Mazda MX-5 race preparation in the UK. Lindsay, raced last season and for several seasons before it in a Mark II Golf GTI. Where is that Golf in Class 2 now? It's in 6th in class. Still a few close battles on track. Stokes being chased by Charlotte Birch in her Ginetta. There's the leader. Kevin Clark in the aircon4home.co.uk car, slapping Steve Cook in his Honda Civic. There's our Class 3 leader, Jamie Vinelmeyer, the little Ginetta. Number 8 Boxster, we saw that have a problem earlier on. Lee Smart now handed over to Kevin Hancock. Lucky Kera is pushing on to try and catch Mark Lee up again. He's just done the best second sector of all, 29.2 seconds for the second sector. He's got the gap down to just over 7.5 seconds. I think he might run out of time though, because there's only 4 minutes left on the clock for him to catch Mark Lee for second place. Still need 1,000 likes before lunch. Haven't quite got it on YouTube yet. It's great to see 1,500 of you watching. Thanks a lot for watching on today. Going towards the end of our first Brick Car trophy race of the day. Can Lucky Kera catch Jasvir Sapra is the only real question now. In the class battle, still leading Class 2 is Higgins, ahead of Bentley. About 7 seconds up on Andrew Bentley's Ginetta. Problems there for the Golf, number 46 of Mark Jones. Had a spin at Abbey. He was second in Class 3. He's down to third now behind Ivan Mayers as a result of that. He may have lost out to Steve Cook as well in the Honda. Baker continues, as Clark rather, continues to monster the back markers past the Woodard family BMW Mini. Sponsored by the Bucket Manufacturing Company, that BMW Mini. Makers of buckets for excavators. A little bit of a lock up there from Kevin Clark, but he's under no real threat here. He's leading by 25.5 seconds over Mark Lee's Ginetta. The gap is down to 5 seconds for second place. Surely he can't, Lucky Kera can't catch Mark Lee in the just over 2 minutes we've got left. He'll try though. Tenacious racer is Lucky, very successful over the last few years. Dave McDonald in Andy Stokoe's BMW number 7 still fourth. Class 1 cars locking out the top 6 places. Richard Higgins is 7th, leading Class 2. The Colburn brothers are heading for Clio victory. They're in 10th place overall. Great efforts by James and Ben. Class 3 is still being led by the Griffiths and Vinelmeyer. Ginetta well clear of Ivan Mayers in the Mazda. I think he may actually be a full lap ahead of him. There's Kester Cook, good steady run as always in the Fiesta, 6th position. There's Richard Higgins, he's heading for Class 2 victory. He'll have the 15-second success penalty for race 2. Puff of smoke there from the Porsche. He's got the Team Brit car behind him. That's Andy Tucker. Can he take 7th overall? They're in different classes, of course. 1 minute to go. I think they'll just get one more lap out of this. Coming up on the Scirocco there. The 37 being driven by Daniel Crossley. Crossley goes onto the grass as he tries to get out of the way there. So coming round to start his final lap this time, leading by over 28 seconds, Kevin Clark. The gap to second has come down a little more, 4.7 seconds now in it between Lee and Kera. There's the 41 Clio, reigning Clio champion, Steve and Aaron Thompson. 10 seconds on the clock, so we will wait and see. Is the checkered flag going to go out this time? Will they get one more lap out of this? Clock flicked to 0 just as he came over the line there, but we will get one more lap. One more lap for Lucky Khera to try and close that gap to Mark Lee. But a great drive by first Simon Baker, followed by Kevin Clarke in the Woodrow run BMW 1 Series M Coupe. Baker battling superbly for the lead early on with Jasvir Sapra and Mark Lee. When Kevin Clarke took over, reeled off the fastest laps in the early laps of his stint. Fastest lap of the race at 1 minute 12.091. Over 33 seconds up now, and meanwhile Khera has got the gap down to Mark Lee was slow on that last lap. He's only done a 1:17, so Khera's got the gap down to 1.5 seconds. We could see a change for second place here. Maybe Khera can do it. We will wait and see. But it's going to be a win for Simon Baker and Kevin Clarke for Woodrow Racing. Here they come out of the final corner. There's the checkered flag, and the BMW 1 Series M Coupe wins it. Now, where's our second place battle? Where is Mark Lee, the Ginetta? Who's it going to be in second place over the line? Will Lucky Khera have caught him? He's got the gap down to 1.5 seconds at the end of the penultimate lap. Here he comes. Yeah, Khera's there with him, but I think Mark Lee is going to hang on. Here they are, up to the line. Mark Lee hangs on for second place, only just ahead of a very determined Lucky Khera. 0.8 of a second he got the gap down to. I think Mark Lee made a mistake on the penultimate lap or lost time in back markers, but he holds second place. Fourth position will go to Andy Stocco and Dave McDonald in car number 7. Fifth, and a lap behind, Tony Prendergast in the number 5 VW Scirocco. Class 2 will be won by Richard Higgins in his Porsche 996. 7th place overall, finishing behind Kester Cook in the Fiesta. The top 10 completed by Andy Tucker and Matty Street in the Team Brits car. Peter Spano and Andrew Bentley 9th in their Ginetta, 2nd in Class 2. And 10th place, well done to the Clio winners, Ben and James Colburn. Great effort to get into the overall top 10 from them. Class 3, dominated by Steve Griffiths and Jamie Vinelmeyer in the Ginetta G20. They finished 16th overall, 2 laps down on our overall race winner. And a lap ahead of 2nd in Class 3, the Mazda of Iver Mares. Brilliant effort, dominant by the Ginetta G20. There's your class results. Baker and Clarke, Lee and Sapra and Khera. Class 1 was Andy Mollison and Ryan Firth in the Clio, who took 3rd in Class 2 behind Higgins and Spano and Bentley. Clio's top 3, the Colburn brothers, ahead of the Thompson family, and Richard Colburn, that's Colburn Senior, sharing with James Black, taking 3rd. Griffiths and Vinelmeyer win Class 3 ahead of Iver Mares and the Cook family in their Honda Civic. Great racing from the Britcar Endurance Championship trophy category, as always. Simon Baker and Kevin Clarke, who kick off the season with victory in the Woodrow BMW. Here's your results confirmed then. 33.6 seconds, the winning margin in the end for Baker and Clarke. And Mark Lee only just holding off Lucky Khera by less than a second for second place at the finish. The only other car on the lead lap, Stocco and McDonald's BMW. Tony Prendergast a lap down in 5th in the Scirocco, then Kester Cook in 6th. Richard Higgins a class winning 7th in his Porsche. Tucker and Street, Spano and Bentley, and the Colburns completing the top 10. The Colburns win the Clio class. Dave Cox and George Haynes in 11th, ahead of Andy Mollison and Ryan Firth. Daniel Crossley's Scirocco in 13th, ahead of the Thompsons, and the Woodards in their mini challenge car completing the top 15. '16th went to the Class 3 winners, Griffiths and Vinelmeyer. Chris Goddard 17th in his Ferrari, Colburn and Black next, then the Chandler and Stokes VW Golf, which dropped back in the closing stages, ahead of Charlotte Birch surviving a spin. It was Jay Morton and Miles Lacey next in their Clio, then Alistair Lindsay, Chris Murphy and Roland Hopkins, Iver Mares second in Class 3 ahead of the Cooks in their Honda Civic. Reigning champion Ollie Smith only 11th in class with Clinton Ewan in his new BMW Z4, then the Jones-Taylor Golf, the BMW of Luke Pound, the Team Brits car, then McMahon in the Alfa Giulietta, completing the top 30, the Gibbons and Holden Ginetta. that concludes the first Brick Car race of the day. Then we'll see them back out at around 4:40 p.m. for our second race. We'll make a note of the success penalties as well for you, and hopefully get the starting drivers before race 2. Well, down in Parc Ferme, Steve Jameson is ready to catch up with our race winners from our Brick Car Trophy Opener.
Here in Parc Ferme with our race winner, Simon. That was an amazing race to watch. A fantastic drive from yourself. How did it feel out there? Did it feel as good as it looked to us?
Yeah, the car was mega. There was no issues at all. It's a great little car to drive. And it had great aero and great power, so I couldn't ask for any more. Brilliant.
It's an amazing grid out there for the Brick Car and the Trophy this season. Everyone obviously was behind you, but you always knew that challenge was going to come if you dropped even a second off.
Yeah, that's it. You can't afford to let your concentration drop at all. You've got to keep going. I mean, the lads are saying they've got a decent lead, but you'll only make a mistake if you slow off, so you just keep going.
It's a long weekend for everyone, but how much are you enjoying being back here? It seems like it's been a long old winter, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. I mean, it's been especially a long time for me and Brick Car. I've been out of it now for a couple of years, so yeah, really enjoying coming back, and really enjoying it. I mean, it's the best racing there is.
And not a bad return, hey?
No, it's very good.
Well, we'll let you grab your trophy. We'll let you enjoy the celebrations. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
So well done indeed to our Brick Car Endurance Championship Trophy category drivers. We'll see them back out at the end of the programme.